All right, y'all. Y'all already know what time it is. It is time for the relationship 411. Oh my goodness. Y'all are going to truly enjoy this because it's really just a Q&A session, for relationships. And then I guess you could say it's topics that every married couple and also single people need to know. If you're dating, you need to know this. So let's get to it right here in the Midnight Love Garden. I hope that you are enjoying yourself this far, y'all. I'm telling you, it's amazing. This show has been good so far. I'm enjoying myself. I'm sitting here bobbing my head. I'm clapping. I'm stumping my feet. And I'm thinking about relationship 411 because some of these questions, I promise you that there is someone somewhere right now in the world that is arguing about one of these topics. And you know what? I can't tell you. Listen, y'all, this is my opinion. I'm no expert, but I have lived life and I've lived some life. I'm not trying to make myself old, amen? But I have lived through some horrible, horrific relationships. I have been around some terrible relationships. I have looked at relationships from the outside and from the inside. And I can tell you, I've looked also from a married point of view. I'm not married. I'm single. So take it easy on me if I mess up. I've looked at it from a marriage point of view if I was to be married. A if I is a totally different from actually being in a marriage. But from marriage and the single life point of view. And actually I've watched couples. I've watched married couples for a long time. I mean, this was even before I became single, that I was watching how people interact with one another, and some of the things that mess up relationships that don't have to be. So many people just allow small things to mess up good relationships because they don't have any understanding and nobody's willing to compromise. So my answer totally for everything is, communication, understanding, and compromising in everything you do. But I'm going to still answer these questions for you. Okay, so the first person wants to know, can you still have opposite sex friends? Some say yes because many friendships are platonic. And some say no because it's a setup for infidelity or it's disrespectful. What do you think, and what are your boundaries? What are the boundaries? Well, this is what I think about it. Whenever you really think about it, it don't matter how secure you are with your partner. Y'all want the street version of it? It doesn't matter how secure you are with your partner, how much you tell them you love them every day. Fact is, if you get two people in the same room and listen, and you're just there by yourself and it's man and woman, things will happen. Things will happen. So I say, if you're going to be around another woman and you're married, or another man, then you need somebody else in that room with you. If no one else can be with you, I suggest you don't do it because it is a setup. It's not that, trust isn't good. The problem is, the Bible even teaches us that we can't trust ourselves because our thoughts are not like God's thoughts. We may think that we can handle a certain situation when it comes down to meeting with the same sex, different sex, but we really can't. We really can't. So don't put yourself in that position. So many pastors, and I know a lot of people don't talk about this, but we have a lot of pastors out here now who get put in that position where they're counseling a young lady, and then next thing you know, guess what? The young lady's pregnant. So there you go. I would say if you're going to have opposite sex friends, then your lover needs to know all about it. And if y'all are going to be meeting somewhere, your lover needs to know about it, and you need to be with someone else. You need to be accompanied by another friend or someone who will hold you accountable. Do not go out with people who don't hold you accountable for your actions. You need to be with someone who will speak up and say, hey, you're married, you can't do that, or that ain't right. You need people in your life who's not going to condone what you do. So as far as that question, can you still have opposite sex friends? Yes. Yes, you can, as long as you're supervised. And I'm not saying that from a jealous point of view. I'm saying that from a realistic point of view. Because some women out here will brush up against your little pants, and then next thing you know, you will get your little feelings on. And I've seen older men do it. Listen, men in their 80s, men in their 20s. So I've seen it. So I'm just telling you that if you do go out and y'all are by yourself, you're setting yourself up. Really, you are. You're setting yourself up. Don't be no fool. Don't try to represent your case. Get somebody with you. Amen. All right. So the second question is, how much time should you spend with your single friends? Some would say single friends are nothing but trouble for married people because of the season they are in and the undue influence. Others say it doesn't matter because friendship shouldn't have to end once someone gets married. What's the compromise in your mind? Okay, this is the thing about it. Once you are married, you have to put your husband before your friends. I mean, that's point blank. Your husband comes before your friends. And you got to understand, your husband or your wife, you got to understand that you're going to have some friends. And I know guys and girls are very bad at it. Putting your friends before your relationship. You can't do that once you're married. Once you're married, you cannot do that. It is not good to put your friends' influences in front of your relationship. Because first, a single man or woman has a different agenda from that married couple. And they can easily influence you to go and do things or sneak. I call it the sneak solution. You know, they can easily put that sneak solution on you. And next thing you know, if you start slipping one time, oh, I didn't get caught this time. Let me go do it again. Then you start slipping again. You don't want to be around anyone that's going to corrupt you. However, though, we do not have to give up our friends just because you get married. Just because you get married, no. What you do is you have your boundaries there. You know what you will and will not do. And you let your friends know up front. If it's something that you think that your husband won't agree with or it may cause trouble in your home, don't do it. Point blank. Women are mean. When it comes down to you guys not listening to us, oh, we'll put you in your place and you'll be in the doghouse for a long time just because you could have told your friend that you had something to do with me, but no, you didn't. Instead, you went with your friend. So don't put yourself in that position. Don't put yourself in that position, but continue to have your friends and just make sure that they understand now that you're married, your mindset has changed. Everything has changed, but you're still a friend. You might not be the same way you used to be. You might not can go like you used to go, but you are still available as a friend. Amen. All right. The third one is, should you tone down your sexy? Ooh, and this one is for married couples. Well, all of these are for married couples. I don't know how I ended up with the married stuff. Oh, but anyway, it says, should you tone down your sexy? Some say if I worked for it or brought it, I earned the right to show off all my sexy. Others say when you become a wife or husband, you should tone it down so as to not get that kind of attention. You tell me, what do you think? Well, this is what I think about it. People are sexy, period. People are sexy, whether they got on short skirts or long skirts or pants and a hat over their head or, a beard. People are sexy, period. And people are always going to be finding others attractive. So you have to get to a point where you are secure with yourself so that when your other half starts dressing like that, y'all can sit down and talk about it and compromise some things. But I will tell you about this, though. This is the thing, that I think people don't realize. We marry people and we think that they should change off the gate. But it doesn't work like that. People don't just change off the gate. If this person tells you up front, this is who I am, this is how I dress, and you don't like it then don't complain once you get married. That's the way I see it. Now, however, I think there should, when a person gets married, if you're really serious about your relationship, you will want to change if you are dressing slutty. if you're dressing thotty, you will want to change. If you're in the house of the Lord, and when God begins to change your heart, it might not happen right then, but there will be an urge in you to change. Simply not even for the person that you're with, but for yourself. So if you're gonna change, the change has to be for yourself. If you're gonna talk to them about it, if you're gonna keep telling them, look, don't wear that, don't wear this, they're going to rebel against that. Nobody likes to be told what they can and cannot do. So that's why I say they have to come to that realization. You can point it out and leave it alone, because they have to come to that point in life where they say, look, I'm too old for this, or either we're in a relationship now and I don't want to draw the wrong attention. A lot of people do not take marriage serious these days. So if you're married, you need to think about what you're wearing and how it will make your other half feel. Because I think sometimes we can be selfish. Sometimes, especially women. Women will wear the little tight stuff, and we do want to be sexy, and we shouldn't have to stop being sexy. But we need to respect the fact, if we're in a relationship, you need to respect that. If you're in a relationship and you're married and you're going to church, you ain't got no business trying to advertise for anybody. But if it's just something that you do because you love to do it, it takes time for that to wear off. So I would say give it some time, and if they don't tone down, then after you prayed about it, of course, pray about it. And ask the Lord, what do you need to say, and how do you need to say it, and when do you need to say it? After you have prayed about it, and there's still no change, it's up to you if you want to continue to be with that person, because that's who they are. That's who they were before you married them. So, it's really up to y'all. All right, so the fourth thing is, and I gotta hurry it up, are conversations with exes still okay? Some say he or she might be an ex, but now their relationship is strictly that of friends. Others say once you cross that line, there isn't any uncrossing it, and being friends with your ex isn't cool. I'm sure there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer, but I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. Well, my thoughts is this. You can be friends with your ex from a distance. Because he's an ex for a reason. She's an ex for a reason. If there's kids involved, that's another thing. You still from a distance. I say, if you're going to be friends, listen, let me keep it real. Exes don't come back for no good. Exes come back to prove a point. They come to prove a point that they can get you, a lot of them do, that they can get you into a corner, and that they, basically, exes are just testing your temperature to see how much they can get away with, to see if they can, ease back in real good. And, these exes come to just manipulate you, basically. And as far as being a friend, you can be a friend, but if you are married, respect your vows. You have no business up in your ex face every time you turn around. No, that's disrespect, period. Especially if your wife or either your husband knows that's your ex.